What's going on, everybody? It's a special afternoon edition of Investing Bros. Normally, we only go live in the mornings, but I had to miss this morning due to some stuff happening down here in Miami. Getting a lot of stuff done, but it is a very busy work trip that no one should confuse with a vacation. We have been all day yesterday and today doing a whole lot, but there's some big stuff happening over on Bitcoin's chart. T-Stream did a phenomenal job of running the live stream this morning, but we got a special edition here in the afternoon, and we'll be talking about this. The title, no clickbait, anything. The curse of the Bitcoin conference. Traditionally, ever since back towards its inception in 2019, we traditionally rally up into the conference and then end up crashing during or right after. But we've been more in a downward slump coming into the conference. Is the curse about to flip and reverse? And do we actually see bullish action coming over the next little bit, even though we're about to enter the Bitcoin conference tomorrow? We're going to be talking about that. Look at the charts. I'll give you guys more updates on Miami. We might even do some Q&A depending on how many people come in. You guys can ask me some questions. Probably only going to be like half hour, 45 minutes at the most, but definitely wanted to engage with you guys and show you guys some charts today. But let me throw it over to today's co-host for this afternoon show, Mr. T-Shroom, the host of this morning show. T-Shroom, first of all, great job this morning. How are you doing this afternoon?
Well, I'm doing better than I deserve, Tim. And
That's good.
I'm going to reach out to Piper to see if he's free too. So Piper, be looking out. So just doing that. But it wouldn't be Investing Bros without a quote of the day. So we're getting two quotes of the day today. And this one is from Ricky Gervais. He said, "Opinions don't affect facts, but facts should affect opinions and do if you're rational." So there you go. Some of Jamie Dimon's opinions maybe aren't affected by facts, but that's just the reality of it, and we're living in it.
Boom. It's Ricky Gervais is very funny man, but it's crazy how sometimes some of the funniest men in the world, they'll say things that are so true and everyone just thinks they're joking and they're being dead serious, and it cuts to the core. This is gonna be a different stream. I'm gonna go ahead and let's read some names though, T-Shirt. Let's see who is here. Not a whole lot of people, so if for some reason I don't read everyone's name, something went wrong. Special shout out to the first commenter though, Ninja Glock. Glad to see you in here. Right behind him was Piper. Piper, glad to see you here. How's the vacation going? I think T-Shirt reached out to you just in case you want to jump on. I don't know if that's going to cause any technical difficulties, but very glad you are enjoying. But an addict's got to get his stuff. He's addicted to crypto. He's addicted to YouTube. He's got to jump on here. That's just how Piper rolls. Who else is here? Cryptex is here. Bedridden is here. Got a lot of community. If you guys, other people want to comment, go ahead and comment and we'll read your names. King D is here as well. Might be a very tight-knit show today because we're just nobody knew and was ready for this. But hopefully we get some people that watch afterwards because there's going to be some good stuff here. Let's do this, T-Shirt. Let's start off. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in our life tomorrow. When do you leave exactly, T-Shirt? Tomorrow, do you leave for training in the afternoon? When are you leaving?
So tomorrow, we'll run the live stream in the morning, and then I have my other OCS buddy coming over to carpool to the city that we go to do our training, and I will be leaving pretty much right after the stream. So I'm going to cut it. I don't even know if I'm going to do timestamps, so we'll see. Yeah. But so we'll see how that works out. But I got to be there by at least 1 o'clock, and so it'll be cutting it close, getting it there by noon.
Yeah. I'm hoping to be back on the live show this morning. There was kind of literally late last night, in case so anyone's wondering what's happening here. We're down in Miami. Did an amazing thing yesterday that I'm going to kind of leak, and you guys are going to see it more here in like a month or so. We did this really cool giveaway. We did a escape room competition for some lucky winners at the BitBoy Crypto channel. And so literally all day yesterday, we're filming escape room contestants. It was super fun. A lot of crazy work. And then we find out, so there's supposed to be an interview this morning with iTrust Capital. We're trying to get everything ready. We're setting up the Airbnb yesterday for all of the live streams. And it was not going the way we wanted it to go. We realized we need to wake up early tomorrow morning and go in and get in. So I literally sent T-Shroom a message, I believe at 11 p.m. last night saying, hey, man, I'm so sorry. Not going to be able to join the live stream tomorrow, but let's do something in the afternoon. So that is why I wasn't on this morning. The hope and the goal is to be on tomorrow morning. But Miami, if anyone thought that Tim's like out here just chilling, sipping a Mai Tai on the beach, that is far from accurate. I told someone in Discord, I think this is the hardest I've worked since joining Hit Network. Literally, yesterday morning was like at 8 a.m. to, well, I think I got back at midnight,
Yeah,
something like that. It was pretty nuts. And then this morning was another 8 a.m. start. Hopefully, I get off at like 7, but I did get a little bit of break. So I was like, hey, let's get in here and let's look at Bitcoin.
let's do it.
Here's the thing. I'm going to start off before we even get on the charts here, Tisha. I mean, we'll answer some questions in a little bit too. Lots of time today. We can do some questions. For example, King.D said, "How's BitBoy treating you, Tim?" He beats me on the regular. No, I'm just kidding. It's been awesome. I have loved every bit of getting to know people from the Hit Network, and you guys get to see Ben, and
He
everyone.
puts the hit in Hit Network.
Exactly. Ben is awesome. Ben behind the scenes, Ben is so cool. Like people are all over the place about what they think about him publicly, but one of the nicest people you meet behind the scenes. TJ is awesome. So those are faces you guys see a lot, but some of the people you guys don't see. I mean, a lot of people see Nick and people see AJ and stuff, but like just getting to hang out with them behind the scenes, spending time with them. The Hit Network is a very tight knit community, very like family oriented. Like for example, like so everyone knows Taylor and I are about to have not T Shroom because that would be weird, but my wife Taylor and I are about to have a baby here in a couple of weeks. But there's like 4 or 5 other families at the Hit Network having children this summer, having babies this summer. So it's going to be a baby office this fall, and it's just the tight knit community there is so awesome. So yeah, love them. I'll get one more question and we'll jump into the charts. Uh, what's the best way to stake ADA on Ledger? I don't even know if I know the answer to that one. Ahmed Al Kador, T-Shirt, do you know what? Do
Take
you
that
stake your?
one.
Go ahead.
Do I stick my what? Where?
Do you stake?
Take
Don't
take
stake.
take that question to our Discord.
Yeah,
Um,
good show.
because we actually get that question
Good
a
idea.
decent amount, but you can. I believe you can do it. So
Yeah.
what's the best? The best one. That's why we have a community, guys. We're traders, and but it takes a village to make all the best
Hmm.
decisions. Really quick before you get into the TA,
Yeah.
Piper will be doing the show by himself on Friday. So he's been
Oh, he
doing.
can do it.
Yeah, he's going to be able to do it. So he does. He's been doing live shows for a long time. This is his software, the Ecamm Live. This is something he knows like the front and the back of his hand. So just a shout out there.
Hmm.
All right, are we ready to get into the TAs?
You know what? I think it's time to get into the TAs, and I mentioned
Nice.
it in the intro. Here's the thing that a lot of people are going to be looking at. They're going to be going out and they're going to look at. I'm not going to get the dates specifically correct, but you see a lot of crashes. Let me get the oscillators down. Let me go ahead and get rid of my Fibonacci. You see a lot of crashes when we come into Bitcoin conferences. So, for example, I was going back and looking at this the other day. Literally, the days of. Let's go to the daily chart. Actually, I got to come back here and find it again. The days of the top of this 2019 pre-bull market rally are actually the conference, like literally. So these two candles right here, let me zoom in just a little bit more for you guys. These two green candles right here, those are the days of the conference, the 25th and 26th. That was the inaugural Bitcoin conference back in June of 2019. We peaked out on the last day of the conference and then, of course, had a massive red candle the day after, and we started our descent back down here towards this former resistance level, as we talked about before, down at 26,500 or so. And of course, we would have rallied here a little bit if it was not for the pandemic that brought us below that level of resistance. But the bull market would start not that much later. Of course, we come into where the conference was. We did not have a 2020 conference due to that good old pandemic. So you got to kind of exclude that. In 2021, it would have been right here. Like literally, the conference would have been right in, I believe it was right in this area. Get a good crash there. And then 2022, which is the one that I attended, my first ever conference. Where was it? Where were we? I think the conference was somewhere right in this region. So maybe we didn't crash immediately, but we crashed. It was like somewhere right in here, and we crashed shortly right after. So this is the first time we're going to see a conference that the price, instead of rallying up into the conference, we're actually moving downwards. You guys know I've talked about this over on Monday. We have this falling trading channel, which is something you definitely want to be keeping your eyes on. We talked about this before. Let me show it again, just in case anyone missed that show. We had our first level right here. We've had our 1, 2. I'm going to go ahead and call this the 3 wave, even though we touched over here. you want to kind of get the opposites. We have our fourth touch, and the question at the moment is, when do we get our fifth touch? Not that you 100% of the time we have to, but you're usually going to get a fifth touch, and then you have decision time. Do we want to reject and move to the downside once again for a sixth wave, or do we want to go ahead and break through and then potentially come back and turn resistance into support and break to the upside? One thing you guys should know, traditionally, falling trading channels, descending trading channels, similar to falling wedges, they traditionally break to the upside. So this is one of the reasons why I'm remaining long-term bullish on Bitcoin. We got this very, very strong support level of 25.2 below us that we didn't even test here the other time. The other time we dropped here just a couple of days ago. I'm going to leave a little bit of room out here, guys, to say, hey, we absolutely could. If the bears do push and if the curse does hold up and we crash during the conference, do not be surprised to see Bitcoin kind of come here. I wouldn't even be surprised to see it come to the 4-hour dynamic reactor somewhere here around 27.7, maybe even touching 28. We're talking more about that here in a second. And then we move to the downside. That, if we have a bearish scenario, more than likely that is what you will see. But could we see the exact opposite? Could we see the price go ahead and blow through dynamic reactor, come back up, and maybe even break through resistance and resume a bullish rally? Some of you know Mark Yusko is predicting that the bull market will start in June. This is very different than what I believe. I still am a believer of a pre-bull market rally. But it's very interesting to see some big guys who are very, very intelligent, who know their stuff, predicting the bull market actually starts coming soon. You don't want to just take that and throw it in the garbage. You got to listen to things like that happening. But I wanted to show you guys some other things here we have developing. Let's pull up our oscillators. I put this over on Twitter, but if you guys are using Chart Prime, we are just lighting up bullish here on the hourly chart. It's just screaming at us. Yes, some of them were ignored, but every time one gets ignored, a new one pops up that we are oversold here on the hourly chart. You guys can see that very clearly. RSI is not necessarily giving us bullish divergence, but we have bullish divergence from several other oscillators. Those who have been watching, did not mean to click that if that clicked. Those who have been watching and using Chart Prime or listening to us talk about Chart Prime, you guys know that this powerful oscillator is a combination of not just using RSI or MACD, which are some of the more popular ones. It takes a lot of oscillators into perspective, and then it brings it all into perspective here. So I call it the most powerful oscillator that I've ever seen in technical analysis because it uses everything else. We also then, coming out to the 4-hour chart, got our green reversal. Despite the fact the ribbon is not necessarily low, we got a green reversal here on the 4-hour chart. That is a massive bullish move as well. It's not necessarily, while there's long-term bullish stuff happening on the longer time frames. We go out to the weekly. Someone asked about the weekly. The weekly chart is not necessarily flashing bullish in the sense of saying, oh, we have to reverse right now. In fact, the most recent thing that we can see on the weekly chart is still that reversal and that rejection on the weekly dynamic reactor. However, you see this kind of frequently with moving averages in general. A touch, a rejection at the moving average, you move down just a little bit, and then you end up pushing through and breaking it the next wave. So that's something I'm definitely still looking for. There's another thing I wanted to take a look at here, but I do not remember what exactly it was. It's one of these. I think it's one of these we're using the dynamic react. There we go. It's the 3 daily chart. 3 daily chart, 2 daily chart. You're going to see a lot of people. This is kind of like intermediate long-term action using the dynamic reactor as support, another level of support that we're coming in here and looking at. You guys can also see the RSI is sitting right on the 50. This is kind of similar to the 0 when you're using Chart Prime oscillator here. We did drop a little bit below it here, but retesting that level of support is something that's very big. And actually moving back out to the weekly chart, using our little our oscillator here from Chart Prime. While the RSI is not necessarily flashing it, the oscillator we have, you guys can see this level, this ribbon came down here to about, what is that, 55 on the Chart Prime oscillator. Those prices, those candle body closes were down here at 22,000. Already our ribbons are lower. We've crossed down into the red. But if we can keep this weekly candle right now green, which it currently is, and is moving in the right direction up towards 27, if we get a green close, even if we don't officially see a green line form here, that would be divergence forming. This would be hidden bullish divergence and could be something that takes us up to the upside. Coming back down though to the micro, let's take a look at some other levels. I mentioned this the other day, but I'm going to mention it once again. If you guys are asking, Tim, what are the levels we need to be looking at? The answer is 28,000, give or take. Let's take a look at our fixed range volume profile, and we're going to look at a couple of different things. First of all, you guys can see right now the support that we found even this morning was right there at the value area low. Yes, we broke it the other day and found support on this descending trading channel, but today we found support on the value area low. That is a good sign, and you're going to see the point of control matching up almost just perfectly right there with our 4-hour dynamic reactor. So at the moment, it could just be resistance. Again, we're getting the hourly and 4-hour chart bullish reversal signals we want. But we do definitely want to be clearing this 28,000 if we want the bulls to move to the upside. It's a kind of a range right there. While our point of control is technically 28,000, we also see a level about 28.1. This comes from if we were to go out more macro and get, make sure I didn't delete the wrong thing. There we go. If we were to go back out to our daily chart and draw our Fibonacci levels from this entire bear market, that means going all the way back to our all-time high down to what is currently the bear market low, which should definitely be holding up. But you guys can also see when we zoom back in here that 0.236 level sitting right almost on the same point. It's just a little higher there at 28,100. That is what we are watching. Absolutely, everybody. This is the level that will decide, hey, can that Bitcoin curse be broken? Can we be moving to the upside after the conference instead of the downside, which is traditionally what happens? That's our level to kind of keep an eye on and watch. But I will say, you can go to my face for this one, T-Shroom. Don't need to go on the charts anymore. That's all the Bitcoin tea I have for today. What I will say is there's a lot of things lining up even from a sentimental place that would defend this concept. Everything right now is bearish. If you go to Twitter, if you go to other YouTube channels, you're seeing the perma bears get a little bit louder with their voice. You're seeing the people who have been calling for rallies get a little more skeptical. I mean, honestly, right now, I kind of showed you guys an outline that I talked like I was bullish, but the truth is there's a lot of things right now that is what most people who hate technical analysis hate about it is that concept of, oh, well, it could go up, could go down. This is very much in a space where there's so many indicators saying we could go up and there's others that are saying we could go down. You got to sit and wait to see what happens. But this is where you got to start using your brain. Like, I love technical analysis, but if you just do nothing but technical analysis and don't turn on your thinking brain, you're going to get stuck and not know which way to go. When everyone else is going bearish, when we're seeing things like right now, the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, despite the fact that we're kind of hovering, it's dropping. We're back down to 50. These are things that make me believe. Oh, yeah, you can go back to. Thank you there, T-shirt. No, good catch there.
I'm on it.
These are things that make me believe that the market is wanting to weed out some retail investors when it's really preparing itself for a bullish run. Another thing that I'm seeing happen right now, and you can go back to my screen here, T-Shroom, over on the Dixie. Guess what? The Dixie actually recently has broken some very key levels of resistance. After breaking out of this long-term falling wedge, it not only broke through and set a higher high on these shorter time frames, like 4-hour, it broke through a long-term 50% level on Fibonacci. This goes back, everybody. We go to the daily chart. This Fibonacci level goes all the way back to the lows we had in 2021 back in May, all the way to the high we had more recently back in September of 2022. Dixie has been heading to the downside, but is getting a little bit of a relief. But my question here is the Dixie getting a relief because something worse is about to happen, and the market manipulators, remember Bill Noble talked about this concept of there's a everything all right rally before the real crash happens. Is there something about to drop on the Dixie that's going to absolutely obliterate it? Watch this daily dynamic reactor. It could see a rally as high as 103 on the Dixie. But we're seeing a lot of bearish indicators come in here as well. This is the daily chart. We got our ribbon is twisting and moving to the side. We got a red reversal triangle. As you start moving to the downside, getting a bunch of flashes that, again, for right now it's bullish. But when you're seeing all of these bearish flashes, there's a lot of signs. A lot of things are not right now about the Dixie. Everything from a sentiment and news perspective is saying the dollar should be losing value. So could this almost be a going a sale in the wrong direction? Is this like a going out of business sale where the Dixie people are making one more good pump on the Dixie and they're suppressing the stock market and crypto prices so that they can get good entry levels? Something that I'm keeping an eye on. It doesn't really make that much sense. The Dixie is climbing. So
Well,
gonna keep my eyes on it just in case it keeps moving the upside, but I'm expecting a reversal on that coming very soon. And that kind of backs up, going off my screen now, T-Shirt, that backs up my thought of, hey, everyone is trying to get your head to turn and look at this whole situation and say, uh-oh, crypto's about to crash, Bitcoin's about to crash. And it's almost like they want your head to turn with this manipulative move so that they can buy the low prices. Don't necessarily fall for it. Keep locked into the charts, keep using your brain, think for yourself. But I'm excited. I think that this could be a break in that long-term curse. I think this will be the first time we see the Bitcoin conference be a bullish narrative for the whole space. But I
well,
would love to know what you guys think, even T Shroom, as we get some chat in and maybe get some questions.
even
What are your
me.
thoughts? Oh, even you, T Shroom. What are your brain cells telling you right now about the charts, about crypto? What are you thinking?
Not much. No, I'm just kidding. I
Ooh,
actually, I want to respond because there's someone in the chat who was saying that they caught the end of TA talks, but they wanted to see the strategy that I was bringing up on mega cap stocks. So really quickly,
yeah.
going over to my screen just to do that. I'm going to make it quick and simple for you guys. Not that you have to have it quick and simple, but I've got the reversal bands up here for the market oracle on Chart Prime, and you can see that this is Amazon stock price on the monthly chart. It got into that first wave, uh, into the reversal wave, and that's where it reversed. Right? That's a pretty
Mm,
simple explanation of why I bought when I bought Amazon, and then also you had this possible reversal up indicator from Chart Prime there that helped quite a bit. Looks like I'm laggy, pretty heavy lag right now, but anyway, and if you compare that to Microsoft, Microsoft never even got down in the reversal waves at all because they have, they have a different business model, but they're traded similarly, but kind of traded by the same bank
mm,
department. So the other thing to note is the difference between the Bollinger Band. So Amazon's still trading below that Bollinger Band. If you look back at Microsoft, it's well above that Bollinger Band. And then also, if you take a look at Google was kind of in the same camp. It didn't get down to the reversal clouds, but it only recently has been able to make a big significant move up and slice through that midline of the Bollinger Band. I don't know why I'm so laggy, but anyway, that was kind of my take. In terms of Bitcoin, there's a lot of different things happening right here. I saw a comment just now that I actually agreed with, which is the debt ceiling. Having that resolve could have Bitcoin go up. I think that's actually why we're seeing the Dixie come up, is because
yeah.
folks are rotating out of treasuries and into the dollar. And I'm not seeing a lot of equities sell off, to be honest with you, and going into the dollar. But folks are rotating into the dollar, probably out of treasuries. Let's see what the yields. Yeah, the yields are up. The yields are up quite a bit on the 5-year. They're up 2% right now. So the yields are up, and I think that means that folks are moving into the dollar. So
Hmm. Very interesting. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of it that way. And you're right. Like crypto's a little bit up today. Even the Dixie's up a little bit today. I guess the Dixie did dip a little bit today, but I saw the stock market's definitely up today. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of stuff happening, that there's a lot of noise that they want the retail investor to be fearful right now. They want to get you to sell. Um, and again, I don't want people to walk away from this and say, "Oh, Tim is saying it's a must. It's an absolute. We have to go to the upside." But there are some things playing out right now that do not line up logically. And when things don't make sense logically, when the charts are doing things that are a little fishy and they don't necessarily make sense, you've got to start to look for, hey, is there a move happening here that is a fake out? That is either on both sides. You want to ask yourself, based on the situation, is this a bull trap? Is this a bear trap? Like in this case, I would say, are we potentially in a bear trap? Even another strong move, and even my bullish narrative here, because the conference, what we usually see is the day of the conferences, Thursdays and Fridays, not necessarily too much happens. More stays sideways. I'm talking about, what do we see on Saturday and Sunday? So do we even potentially see what we talked about, a dip down to 25.2, which is not out of the cards? But do we see a dip down to 25.2 that then brings in a massive buy signal, that brings in massive amounts of buys, that then catapults the price back up towards 30,000? I told you guys I've kind of stepped back from a $50,000 price prediction. I know the other day T Shroom and Alex talking about that. I didn't get T Shroom didn't let me talk, didn't let me give my long term prediction for the
And I
year,
never will.
and that's you shouldn't really if you think about it. But I am a little skeptical on 50K being hit this year. I think my new target is more realistically 36. And then I think a stretch, maybe a wick up above 42 is where I'm thinking. Now, I don't think we're going to end the year that way. I'm expecting, let's go to my chart again here, T Shroom. And let me kind of like draw out what my thought is about what we're going to do here the rest of the year. I kind of give you a little bit of an arrow. First, I got to mark. I always got to see when is the actual date at the end of the year. So we're going to go zoom out just a little bit more, and we'll put up a straight line. So we're going to go right here, January. Let's go right there. That is the end of the year. What is the price going to look like towards the end of the year? Don't be surprised. I'm just going to go ahead, even though I don't think necessarily it's going to happen. Let's just pretend we drop here and then we make our move to the upside, right? And we start rallying. Do not be surprised to see us come up here, touch 36, kind of move a little bit. Maybe let's just pretend one wick comes up here, drops right back down. We start moving. Then we start moving the downside. And of course, I ran out of room. And I think we come back down at some point this fall. Let me move this to the side so I can draw this out. I'm not going to be surprised, guys, to see us kind of as we're looking into early 2024. Not going to be surprised to see us kind of do something along this. Nope, don't do that. Not going to be surprised to see us do something along the lines of this. Kind of maybe bounce back up here to 30K, come back down, do something like this. And then later in 2024, March, maybe late quarter one, quarter two, we start moving to the upside in traditional fashion, because guess what? Right in here, we'll have the halving. Traditionally, we start moving up just a little bit before that halving. That's my price movement prediction. Not identical, but not going to be surprised, guys, to see the price jump up here, fall back down to 25.2 later on this fall, when there's a lot of things kind of being crushed in the economy, and Bitcoin will take a little bit of it for a second before people shake it out and we start that new rally in early 2024. That's my kind of long-term price action prediction. So my high for the year prediction, 42K. And I would love to be wrong. I would love to be right originally, and it gets up to 50K. I just do not see us ending the year at that time. I do not see that in the cards. You can go off my screen now, T-Shirt. But yeah, that's what we're seeing here. Let us know in chat. What do you guys think? What's your guys' prediction for end of year price on Bitcoin? Let's take a look at some comments here as we wrap up today's special stream. Again, I'm hoping tomorrow to be back on the show. But if for some reason I'm not, maybe we'll do another special afternoon stream tomorrow. We will definitely be communicating with you guys. Anyone who's watching right now, we got like 45 people watching. Thank you to everyone watching. Make sure you smash that like button, though, because we only have 25 likes so far. Communicate with us. Like, first of all, get in that Discord. Get in that free Discord that allows you to hear updates and engage with people. We've commented a lot over there in the general chat. Like, yeah, we have some paid versions. If you guys want to join our Patreon and get more access behind the scenes, that is awesome. It's another way to support the channel and make sure we're continuing to grow and produce more content. But even just the free version, you guys get so much for that, and communication and amazing. It's not just me, Piper, and T Shroom that are bringing the alpha over there in Discord. We have a phenomenal community that is constantly posting trade setups. They're posting their thoughts. They're posting news articles that are breaking that we can't get to until tomorrow's stream, and you don't want to miss it. So make sure you're over there in the Discord. Cryptex just put it there. Okay. Crypto Alchemist says 32 to 34K end of year. Yeah, I mean I'm putting it, and I think the price like on January 1st is going to be somewhere above 25.2. I don't think we're going to be back at 25.2, but I think we're looking at 30K, 32K, somewhere in that range. So I'm with you, Crypto Alchemist. Max PP says 2 streams in one day, fire. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be a normal thing. Maybe we've talked about it, and we need. This is another reason you guys should be joining our Discord to give us ideas. We've talked about potentially doing not maybe every single day, but doing an occasional afternoon stream with updates and maybe more trade focused. Like maybe we just do nothing but talk trade setups and where we are in trades. Let us know though. We don't want to produce we want to use our energy well. We don't want to produce content you guys don't want to see. We want to produce content that's very helpful to you guys because, again, we want to be the most generous YouTube community out there. That means financially, we told you guys this before, not a single dollar is going to my wallet or T-Shirt's wallet or Piper's wallet. It's literally all going to go towards equipment. And then, again, we want to hire an editor to produce more videos. But part of YouTube game, to get more views and more likes and everything, we got to get you guys to watch it. And for you guys to watch it, we want it to be content you actually want to watch. And we can't do that if you guys don't talk to us. And you can't talk to us unless you get in that free Discord. So that's another
That's right.
push for Discord.
That's right.
Do you see any
That's right.
chat here?
Yeah, Crypto Seth said, I know, jealous of Tim's beard. I have bum fluff, which I'm not
Bum
sure how
fluff.
to interpret that word, but I'm going to assume that is a British term for subpar beard.
Bum fluff.
But what I will say is this is a great angle for your beard. This might have to
Is
be
it?
the new angle.
Hmm.
That's a good
I
angle.
do.
Yeah.
I do. Well, camera's not showing it up. Oh no! I think I brushed it. There was a little bit this like over here that was kind of messed up this morning.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nobody's
but,
commented that my beard is just gone. I
mm,
shaved it for the army, and I haven't really done a close shave yet because it's kind
yeah,
of pointless. I'll do that before I
it's
leave
rough.
tomorrow morning.
Listen,
But
maybe like as we start T-Shroom, when we start doing like stuff like merch, which by the way, like I love Frankie, love this hat,
yeah,
fire idea. Make sure you guys are supporting Frankie candles. We got to do our own merch. Maybe one of our merches that we sell is Tim
fake.
beards.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I would wear it.
I
I would wear
I
it.
think it's a thing. I think it should be a thing that every time I'm not on the show, you and Piper both wear Tim beards.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be a thing like like Tom Crown. Another shout out. Make sure you guys are following Tom Crown. Tom Crown always wears the sunglasses. I want to do a thing. I want to get him on the channel, and we're gonna definitely all wear sunglasses for Tom Crown. I think we need to make sure we keep upping what people are known for. But
I like
yeah.
it. Oh,
What else
yeah.
do we have here? Oh man, 13 says XRP case thoughts. Yeah, I wasn't on the show this morning. I know T-Shroom talked about this a little bit this morning.
Yeah.
My take on it. The first thing I'll say is this is a big step. I think there's a lot of people almost like, oh, we're talking about the Hinman files again. It is big because the Hinman files, in case anyone doesn't know what they are, it's files from a while ago where people from the chairman from the SEC are discussing the fact that Ethereum is not a security and it's talking about the reasons why it's not a security. And they pretty much it sets the stage for the evidence that if they thought back then for those specific reasons that Ethereum wasn't a security, then you have to stay consistent that XRP is not a security. The wording in it, even though they haven't released because this is why it's so big, most people do not know what is specifically talked about in those Hinman files. We just have heard rumors. But the reason the SEC does not want you to know is because it is so damning to their case to hold XRP up. If that's not a bad word. If I had left the ing off T-Shroom, that would have been a bad word. But that's just a normal
Here, let me
word.
let me read the quote from this morning. Tim cannot watch his mouth. Just kidding. Regardless of whether the court ultimately determines that the Hinman speech documents are admissible or whether the court relies on the documents in ruling on the summary judgment motions, they are judicial documents subject to a strong presumption of public access because they are relevant to the performance of the judicial function and useful in the judicial process. So the judge, Judge Torres, is not saying that this is going to be like the end all be all these documents, but she is saying that this is important enough, it's relevant enough for me to consider in this case, and
Yeah.
it could be the linchpin. But it's kind of crazy to be Judge Torres in this moment because you're literally deciding the future of finance in a way, a big step of it, I would say.
Well, and you're right. Like, so that's the thing is like this. It's not like this file, this news that just came out is the end of the lawsuit. But it is, like I said, it is a big deal
Right,
because
right.
now, even though it's crazy, even though everyone that is involved, the SEC, the judge, they all know what's in this document. The fact that it'll be presented as evidence and it'll be utilized is going to be a big win for the XRP, a big loss for the SEC. So we already know Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, he's already made a prediction. He still believes we're not going to see an end to this lawsuit until quarter three. I think he even said late quarter three of this year, which we're coming May. We're in the middle of quarter two. What are we? End
Yep,
of quarter two?
yep,
No, we're in the middle. We're in the middle.
yeah,
June will be the last month. Yeah. So he's still predicting another couple months, which, by the way, that makes a lot of sense. Lawsuits like this do not move very quickly. However, massive win for XRP, massive win for crypto, big loss for the SEC. So those are my thoughts about the XRP thing. I thought another one. Eric Wallen said, "Timmy, thank you for that, Eric. What I'm going to call you Elliot Locke, Eric, if you're not careful with spec on my name. Never mind. What are you guys hearing about Ledger? What are you thinking about Ledger there? I am going to have to kind of go off of what I've been listening to other people talk about here, but it makes a lot of sense. Again, I like listening to a lot of people with a lot of different opinions. Some people are very, very much so like this is the most evil thing Ledger's ever done. They're literally trying to create a back door so they can come in and steal your money. Which, by the way, fair point. It whether they're meaning to or not, this update could absolutely be used as a backdoor. So that is a negative thing. I think realistically, and I think you guys know I love my tinfoil hat, but at the same time, I do still want to think practically. I think the most realistic aspect of this is actually Ledger thinking, how can we get this to crypto noobs that feel more comfortable? Because I've had conversations this week down here in Miami with people talking about how do you store your cold wallet and should separating your seed phrase from your actual wallet. And then some people are like, oh, like you should have your cold wallet physically at somebody else's house and your seed phrase is spread out at three different places. Some people, I guess they were talking about the Winklevoss twins. They literally have spread their seed phrase. Funny statement there. Stick with me
Great
though.
choice of
They have
words.
spread it out all over the United States. Like they have boxes all over the United States where they have it spread out, which is security wise phenomenal, right? Ain't nobody going to get in there and steal their Bitcoin. Here's nothing that's not going to happen. They're not going to access it that very quickly
Hmm.
whatsoever. So it can be a barrier. Like there's a certain point that it's like I was talking about this actually yesterday. You want to be secure, but go back to the pirates who bury their treasure. If you have to go to another island and create a very crazy map and then you dig it
Hmm.
super deep, what good is that treasure if it's not extremely accessible, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want that ease of access. So
Whoa.
realistically, is it not possible that Ledger is thinking, how do we get people to stop being afraid of putting their money in cold wallets? How can we reassure them that there's not a problem and they can get to it easily if anything goes wrong? I think their thoughts are, hey, how do we increase use? The problem is what they're doing is causing a loophole that could allow for the government to be involved and create a backdoor into your funds,
Yeah.
and that's not okay. And I think that I'm listening to some people are saying they're expecting Ledger to respond to this negative feedback and potentially go back and change this, but we'll have to see. T-Shirt, have you heard something different?
I just got I don't know if you guys saw the new update. Ledger's trying to like come back, and instead of sending out the seed phrases, what they're going to do now is they're going to put the seed phrases in the like button of YouTube videos
Wow.
of crypto influencers. Yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
go ahead and hit the like button. You're going to get somebody's seed phrase. That's going to be crazy.
Wow.
So that what I will say is that it's interesting that so today's been a crazy day with the live streams, right? It's
Yeah.
funny because people actually are showing that they care about your take on these stories. That which we assumed at some level, but it's like they're coming out of the woodwork to ask you about your take on these
I don't.
things, and
That's. I
I'm
feel
being
like
serious. Yeah,
there's a level that it almost sounded like you're complimenting me,
I know I
but
was being
there was
serious.
also a level of sarcasm I feel like in there that
No,
you were throwing shade that people would care about my opinion.
no, no,
Uh,
no. I genuinely was just making an observation about the show because I mean we it made me think like we structure this show as like here's the TA, which obviously you guys care about because it's hard to get TA that's this good. But then we read the headlines and then we react to the headlines. It's like, but
right.
who's to say that we're all that great in terms of our perspective? But I mean, clearly, what we've said has made sense in the past because people are eager to find out
Yeah.
what we think. So, I mean, we like to think we know a thing or two. We've been in the crypto space for a while. And we're aggressively educating ourselves on it every single day. Sometimes more aggressively
True.
and vigorously than we'd like, but here we are. So no,
Vigorous.
I was being completely serious.
Yeah, I'll have to take you at your word. But no, I mean, I know you love me, T
I
Shroom.
mean, but what's even
You
crazier
know
is
it.
that Ledger's going to put those seed phrases in the like button now. And I think what also in the update, yeah, it said that it says it right here on my phone. That it says that if you hit the unlike button, that your seed phrases will be sucked into the void. So that's not good.
Wow,
Yeah,
that is tragic. That is
yeah.
tragic.
They'll all be sent directly to George Soros. I think is also one of the updates. He is the void. So all
Let's
right.
see.
Well, we got to go somewhere from here.
Yeah, I'm reading the comments. Piper says, my ledger is with my seed phrases in a safe in my house. Dead men steal, no crypto. Yeah. I mean,
Very
and that's the
nice.
thing is like, out of curiosity, yeah, and maybe you don't. Let's do this. I don't want you guys to put this on YouTube. I want you guys to join the Discord, the free price of free. Let us know in Discord. How do you guys handle your cold wallets? Do you separate, like, do you have like your cold storage in one part of your house and then the seed phrase is somewhere else, like maybe two safes? We know Piper has it all in one safe. Do you guys, like I said, people I was talking to yesterday, they literally, they sent their, they have their, they have their seed phrase at their house, but then they sent the actual ledger to their sibling's house. How do you guys protect and secure yourself? I don't know if he's
Well,
watching, but I know Crypto
don't
Tech Guy
tell us though.
have some amazing stuff. Well, no, I mean, don't tell us where your address is and what the combo to your safe is,
Yeah.
or just let us know. Do you have them together? Do you store them at different houses? Don't tell us your siblings or your friend's name. But I'm interested how people handle their cold wallet security because theoretically speaking, I'll just use Piper for example here. We know Piper; he ain't gonna let anyone come into his house and break into his safe. But theoretically speaking, if someone could and they had access to both, if they had access to his house somehow and got into his safe, they have it all right there. So some people are going to say, oh, I don't like that strategy. I'd rather, if they have to break in and get places, I'd rather make it a lot harder on them. But then, of course, like I said, at what point are you diminishing your ability to quickly access your crypto? So what is your balance? What to you makes you comfortable that you're secure, but you can still access your crypto in a certain amount of time? Um, I'm interested in what people think. It's my I might not say what mine looks like. I don't know. I don't have the weaponry that
Mm-hmm.
Piper has to defend my house. I got this gun right here and this gun right here, but that's about it. So
Dang.
yeah,
Getting the
yeah,
chat
yeah,
hyped up now. You should get a little gun that you can hide in your beard. That'd be cool. I don't know.
Some
They
people
make
have said
them pretty small. I don't know about that small though.
I was looking back. This is tangential on my beard. I was looking back. If you guys go back to Crypto Jeb's channel, and I think it was the Why Bitcoin series. I think in video 2 of the Why Bitcoin series, my beard is legitimately like down to here, and I'm looking. I
Yeah.
was like, why
Duck
did I grow my
Dynasty
beard that
mode.
long? That was just
Yeah.
too long,
Yeah.
too long. But
It's a good
everyone has
problem
that
to
phase.
have.
You got to grow your. You just got to see what you can do with your beard length at some
Mm-hmm.
point in your life.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. You got to flex that length. You can't say it enough. But cool guys. Well, we got to wrap this up.
What the
gotta
heck?
we
I
gotta
can't. I
gotta,
can't.
gotta wrap it up. This has been a lot of fun. So we definitely got to do some 2 o'clock shows again.
Oh yes, absolutely we do. Just dropped my charger there.
Uh-oh.
Well, guys, that's all we have for you guys today. Love all of you guys. So glad for those of you who joined us. So glad you guys have come in here. Again, hopefully I will be on tomorrow's live show, but if for some reason I'm not, make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow. We might have another afternoon special for you guys. So love each and every single one of you. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. For anyone watching this later, leave us comments below on more stuff you guys want to see. That's something I forget. Make sure you guys are smashing a like, you're subscribing, you're hitting the share button. That helps a lot. And you guys are commenting down below. Not only does YouTube like it, and that helps us in the algorithm, but it also helps us when you guys comment and give us constructive feedback. That really helps us get better and better for you guys. There is nothing more helpful than that. So make sure you guys are doing all that. Love every single last one of you. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. You guys have a great day.
Trying to make paper, turn that batter to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros. Army pipe, lethal on trade. Entries and exits, worthy of praise. Tim, the professor, the TA. Shout it out loud on the PA. T-Shrooms news, got the word. Doing better than what he deserves. Beamer, leave no evidence. Soon fly coop with his dividend. Trying to make paper, turn that batter to cake. Money like Lego, connect the dots stack bank. We are investing bros. We are investing bros.
Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros. Investing bros.